All right, so we got some important things to cover tonight, gang. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. 1 minute. All right, so welcome everyone to the Bike MS City to Shore Team Captain Meetup. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in ages, so it's exciting to get us all together, even if it's in this virtual space. We appreciate you all taking the time to join us tonight. Even Allie over at the snack stand doing some multitasking. I know that you're all extremely busy with your own lives. So I'm just so glad that you could come out and be with us tonight as the leaders and experts in fundraising and recruitment. Our team captains and leaders of Bike MS. For those joining us for the first time, my name is Rosie Casey, and I am the director of Bike MS City to Shore. So we're going to try to keep it brief tonight. Next slide, Angela. So that way we can leave plenty of room for questions and discussions. We want to make sure that we leave time to hear from you all. But in this meeting, we will be defining our 2024 goals, sharing exciting Bike MS updates, and ensuring that we are equipped with all the resources and tools to succeed in 2024. But before we dive in, just a quick friendly reminder on the next slide. Stay on mute unless you're talking. So I did mute everyone. So if you are joining us, please hit the microphone button at the top of the screen. You are welcome to stay on camera with me. I don't like feeling alone up here. I love my community as cyclists. And please feel free to utilize the chat box throughout the presentation. Patricia, our specialist, is going to be monitoring the chat box. She'll drop some links in there for you. And if you have any feedback or questions, we're going to hold that until the end, but we'll certainly check the chat box and come back to them. So now let's kick off our meeting. We're going to begin by once again celebrating your 2023 accomplishments and defining our 2024 goals. So teams were a huge part of achieving our 2023 successes. Last year, and historically speaking, teams raised 80% of all City to Shore revenue and recruit nearly 80% of all participants on the road. And when you think about the volume, that's truly incredible. Beyond that, it's statistically proven that participants on teams raise more money than those who ride individually. And the main factor of that is you all. You recruit the riders, you motivate and cultivate the fundraisers, you enhance the experience with jerseys, training rides, and team parties. City to Shore is the second largest Bike MS event in the nation because of all of our team captains. We couldn't do it without you. And whether you're a captain of a team of 2 or 200 members, it takes all of us working together to achieve our goals and move us each paddle closer to a world free of MS. So I did see some reactions. Let's keep that energy going and let's hear it for you all. Just one heart? Okay, there's another one. I was like, come on, guys. I know it's late. All right, so this year we'll work. This year we're going to kick our fundraising into high gear by setting a goal of $4.5 million and recruiting 4,500 cyclists. Together we are stronger, and this cannot be accomplished without every single person that is here today and even those that didn't join us. Currently, we're 50% of the way to our recruitment goal, and as you can see, we have many miles to go to hit our fundraising goals, so keep the momentum moving forward. On the screen, I also added the amount raised, including confirmed sponsorships. Sponsors are a huge contribution to the City to Shore experience by providing giveaways, food, creating festive rest stops, and more. And if you know a corporate organization interested in getting further involved, please reach out to a staff member. Now, here's how we're going to work together to accomplish our goals. So historically, we know that registration fee increase one and two are our biggest opportunity to pace towards our goals. And with spring weather late this year, the groundhog lied to us. We have some work to make up in the coming months. To hit our collective goal, we need to recruit 650 participants by June 3rd to put us on target. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of participants to recruit, but with 350 teams currently registered, each team only needs to recruit a minimum of two new teammates to get us there. So why don't you give a clap if you feel like you can recruit two members? Let's see who can do it. I got one. Oh, we got a lot of hands. We got a lot of new members coming this way. Together, this is not an impossible goal. And later in this presentation, we're going to talk about additional tools, resources, and milestones to maximize to take your fundraising and recruitment efforts to the next level. But first, for those who know me, all know I love some friendly competition on the next slide. So with our current teams to beat on the screen, I saw a lot of you are joining us tonight. And if you are one of them, please make sure to react, make sure to drop a, woohoo in the chat box because you are truly blowing it out of the water. At the end of this call, we would also love for you to share your secrets in recruiting this many teammates this early in this season. It's truly impressive, and most of these teams are already up year over year. I think Larry might have already beat his final recruitment from last year. So just keep pushing, gang. It's incredible. Next slide. And behind the scenes, staff have been hard at work to address 2023 feedback and enhance our event experience. So I know a lot of you have been waiting for this exciting information. So we've confirmed with Atlantic County that the scheduled construction on 559 will once again impact our historic route. This means we will need to utilize the 2023 route and 34th Street Bridge once again in 2024. And I do want to acknowledge that there were a lot of learnings in 2023. This was due to quick pivoting to this new route and working with new municipalities. I can promise you that we have been in constant communication with the municipalities to ensure we continue to improve for 2024. This includes improving the congestion and the safety crossing the bridge and enhancing the 25-mile start location. As we review and work to implement cyclist feedback, we are also addressing signage along the route and identifying key locations from 2023 where more signage visibility was needed, such as the Century Split. You can look forward to new and upgrade signage in 2024, which will vastly improve signage visibility on the route, along with upgrade signage at the start, rest stop, and finish locations. And you can see an example of what some of the signage is going to look like on the screen. So we are taking this to the next level. Additionally, we acknowledge the influx in flat tires that took place in 2023. I want to assure you that safety really is our top priority at City to Shore, and we're working to secure street sweeping services pre-event to decrease the issue moving forward. A final big piece of feedback received from 2023 was the emphasis on quality and variety of food. As you can see on the screen, you asked, we listened, we're here to provide. You can look forward to new food and beverage vendors in 2024, the return of hot dogs and pierogies at the General Food Tent in conjunction with other new additions at the finish. Capriati's Sandwiches has once again confirmed for the Hamilton Lunch Stop with the addition of Wawa gluten-free and vegan options. Sunday breakfast, I know this was a big one. We will be returning to the music pier so you can see that sunrise over the ocean. And there will be a new menu at the Sunday finish line. And hopefully, we're working on this. So don't write this down. I can't make any promises, but we're trying to get some sweet frozen treats at the finish line as well. If you know anyone, give us a call. But your voice, it truly matters. We appreciate and review all feedback provided by participants. It's not falling on deaf ears. And feedback is crucial to ensure we continue to learn and enhance the event experience. But we really can't accomplish this work without you and your team. Please share these updates with your team and potential members to answer 2024 questions. I know there are a lot specifically about the flat tires or the route, and people have been anxiously waiting to hear this. But also use it to build excitement for this season, right? We have a lot of exciting things on the screen. We have a lot of exciting things as we grow and learn. If you are receiving feedback outside of these updates, we definitely want to hear from you. As you can tell, we are trying to improve. So please forward feedback to your staff representative. The website will be updated with all of the above information soon, as we wanted to ensure that you guys were the first to know as team captains what's coming your way for 2024, and there were no surprises. For my final 2024 update, though, I am excited to unveil this year's top fundraiser jersey design, and this is a big one. The first person to hit $1,000 in 2024 who will be receiving the sample jersey design. So, drum roll, please. Congratulations to Larry Oxman. Staff will be mailing Larry the sample design of this year's jersey ordered in his size. I also want to say the first wheel might look a little bit unround in this picture. That was just the design. It is round on the jersey, I promise. Larry, we do expect to see you sporting a sample jersey on your team training rides. And don't forget to post pictures in the City to Shore Facebook group while you're out and about on the trails. And I know I can trust you to do that, Larry. We know that you're going to make sure everyone knows that you are the first to get it and what it looks like. For all other team captains, share the New Jersey design with your team to further incentivize fundraising before the August 30th jersey mailing deadline. And we will be highlighting all other deadlines a little bit later in this presentation. So now I'm going to pass it over to our senior manager, Rel Kalinsky, to share tools and resources to continue motivating your team and boost recruitment and fundraising. In addition to Rel being a part of our Bike MS staff team, I'm really proud to say that she's also riding amongst you as a fellow City to Shore Top 250 member, I Ride with MS participant, and takes part in our Bike MS Passport program. So you might see her at another ride on the road, just riding along you. And all of these things and so much more makes Rel an expert in this field. So Rel, passing it to you.
Thank you. I am actually riding not this weekend, but the next at Coast. So if anybody is there, I'll see you there. I'm riding for Meet Fight, so hopefully I see some of you guys there. But thanks, Rosie. The first thing, if you could go to the next slide, Angela. The first thing you should do as team captains, is updating your personal team page and customizing your link to the page. So each year, only a small percent of teams do this. And we find that those small teams that do this raise about 2 to 3 times more than those who don't. So those 5 to 10 minutes really do pay off in the end. And also to extend your reach, just share it so many times. We talk about persistence here at the society. So make sure you activate your Facebook fundraiser, post some of your 2023 photos on social media, and send personal team invites to your teammates to let them know it's time to get on the bike and start riding. Also, challenge those teammates to invite a new person. Like Rosie was saying, we need everybody to get probably 2 new teammates on board this year. So extend that discount code, join me on the screen, and invite them to team engagements you might be having, like training rides that you host. One of the biggest parts of City to Shore experience is the incredible community that you create with other cyclists. So doing team engagements is really big for us. Team training rides are not only a great way also to engage your team, but it's an opportunity to ensure teammates are practicing safe cycle, which we know is a huge thing at City to Shore. So please have active conversations with your team early on about how to keep themselves and others around them safe while cycling. We're depending on you as the captains to be the advocates for as experts in safety. So if you need resources on safe cycling or anything listed on the screen, please let us know. Staff are here to help you. We can do, phone calls, meetings. We are just waiting to get a call or an email back from you because, we are on you all the time about fundraising and recruiting. So next slide, we'll talk about tools and resources. And when you do speak with your staff contact, they will be equipped with tons of resources to support your fundraising and recruitment efforts, along with ways to enhance your team's ride weekend experience. On the screen, you'll see a wealth of resources we will be emailing by the end of this week. And new this year are some advertisement videos, some highlight videos of City to Shore. They were already live on Facebook or Instagram, so you may have been one of the 18,000 people who have viewed them already. But you can use this to help boost registrations for 2024. And by sharing and commenting on these posts, you ensure that we are getting in front of our target audience. So this is also an awesome tool to boost excitement for past and potential members thinking of joining your team, as it includes clips from Ride Weekend. I always hear about wanting to see pictures about the event. Is it a flat surface? So this is a great way to really engage your team and show them. There are also new resources included in the fundraising toolkit, including video call backgrounds like I am using right now, and that impact images to further promote your efforts. So you could share these on Facebook, in your emails, or on video calls. Finally, if you have not done so already, download the new Bike MS app. It's actually called Donor Drive. If you have the previous app, you should remove it from the device, as it will no longer connect to the 2024 campaign. From that app, from the new app, you can track and share your physical activity, compete in challenges, and earn badges, fundraise, and so much more than the last app. So it's definitely a big upgrade from the previous app, a lot less bugs and hiccups along with it. So share these resources on the screen with your teammates to ensure they are equipped and take the fundraising to the next level. And then on the next slide, we will talk about some milestones. So now that you have these resources and tools for your fundraising and recruitment efforts, we want to kick it into high gear and show you how to maximize them. So for registration fee increases, don't let past and potential teammates miss on the upcoming registration fee increase taking place on May 27th. Your staff contact will send you a team roster, which you can utilize to send personal communications inviting teammates back on the road. This is also a great opportunity to recruit new members onto your team. A new member could be a friend, a family, a coworker, a client, just somebody that you would like to engage further or more in the future. And reminder that each team should be striving to recruit 2 members. We'll say it until we're blue in the face. So keep sharing. And thanks to our partnership with Unlimited Bike rentals, no bike, no problem. I keep saying this, let potential teammates know that rentals could be booked before ride weekend, and they will drop it off at any start location and pick it up at the finish line for you. And for those who don't want to ride at all, there are still other ways to be a part of the team. They can join as a virtual participant. Registration for virtual participation is free. They have access to all the same fundraising tools that you have and the resources, and will be listed on your team page. And we always are in need of volunteers from city to shore, all the way from Cherry Hill to Ocean City, everything in between. So please spread the word to your friends and family. If you are interested in more information regarding these alternative options, please just drop a comment in the chat box or contact us. We'll be happy to put you in the right direction. And personally, like Rosie said, that I'm a team captain, and I've had some success recruiting teammates and volunteers by asking my own family and friends. We have a fun saying in the society. We like to say that we are voluntold. So if you have a great support system, it is usually accepted pretty well if you volunteer people to join you in this great cause. That it's usually pretty impactful to people to see your motivation. I also have a lot of, as you can tell, Bike MS swag. So I wear it outside of work all the time. All it takes is one person to get a peek at my branded gear, and it opens up way for a whole bunch of questions. I find this especially useful when I go and participate in activities outside of work. Like I'm involved in kickboxing or engagements with my kid, and I am constantly meeting someone who has a connection to the mission or just likes to stay active. So I use each of these social engagements as an opportunity to spread awareness about the event and the mission. So with that said, I would like to invite some of the leaders in your community, some other team captains that have had some great success in recruitment. If you could go to the next slide, please. So we have Mark Alberts, team captain of Microsoft, and Don Tucker, team captain of Team Don Austin, to share some of their 2024 successes. So Mark, if you could come on screen for me, I could ask you a few questions and maybe you can give everybody some pointers.
Okay, well, I'll see if camera's working.
Oh yeah, if not, then voice is fine. There you are, I see you.
There,
So
fantastic.
thanks for joining us. I know that you have had a huge jump in recruitment from 2023. You went from 3 members to 12 early in the season. And, is there anything that you're doing that you can tell us about to get ahead of recruitment this year?
I mean, honestly, it's mostly just about pestering people and keeping in their face. So just from a sort of a methodology perspective, what I've done is over the course of the year, just kept track of anyone who's interested, whether they're interested to donate, whether they were interested in just supporting, whether they had mentioned at some point, hey, I've got someone in my family who has MS, whatever it is, they go on my distribution list.
Okay.
And so I've created a distribution list. I've sent out, I think so far 6 different email messages on it. About to send another one out for Cinco de Mayo, that to get people engaged again and get them thinking about writing. But it's just a matter of anyone who's out there, just constantly getting them excited about it, talking about how great the ride is. I mean, come on, it's a 100-mile ride that's flat. I mean, and,
Right.
and and you end up in Ocean City. How hard is this to do if you like biking at all, right? So
Right. So I heard that as Team Microsoft, you guys have jerseys, right? How do you utilize that to further incentivize any recruitment, or is that something that gains people's attention?
so not yet for recruitment because we're still in the design phase for them. But what we've done, and this may be a good fundraising tip here, is we're sort of auctioning off names on the jersey. So what I mean by that is if we have people who are interested in participating either as writers or as or have family members or whatever that they're writing for, if they donate $100, then we're literally putting them right on the heart sleeve there,
Oh,
and
that's
just
great.
so we're going to say writing for, and then so far we have a list of 6 people, and we're hoping that we grow our team to. I'm hoping about 25 members by the time we're done, and hopefully we could fill up that sleeve with names for people that we're writing for, and use
Oh,
that to drive donations.
that's a great idea. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mark.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I appreciate you coming up and joining us on screen. I will ask our friend
Wait,
Don. Oh, what's
real,
up?
can I just ask Mark one more question? So,
Sure.
Mark, I know that Microsoft is a national team. So, can you maybe tell everyone, why Microsoft got so involved in Bake MS and maybe some suggestions, sorry, that you would give on engaging your corporate organization?
Oh boy. So I don't know the background, honestly. I joined this because I was recruited in about 3 years ago, and so I don't have that history, Rosie. I wish I could tell you. Microsoft is a massive beast, as you can imagine. So the biggest challenge that we have, quite honestly, is we don't actually do donations in the same way that like other large firms might do. We will match employee donations. Well, like for this, I'm going to put in an hour, and Microsoft will essentially donate to my account $25 as sort of an hourly fee for me participating in this. So that's always a good thing to do. But I think we're working with Angela. Hopefully, she's on here. We're working to create greater connection across the Microsoft community of folks who are really interested, and use that to try to get people who want to ride in multiple rides, for example, to raise enough money and be able to come out and join us.
And I also heard that through Angela, actually, that you were talking about a little bit earlier. It's really important to know your audience. Do you want to share anything on that?
Oh boy, I'm not sure.
I'm really throwing them at you, Mark.
Yeah,
Okay,
you are.
if you don't.
I'm trying to remember what that might be referencing, but I'm at a loss. I apologize.
That's okay. I'd just like to keep people on their toes, but we do appreciate you. And I actually want to add, kind of piggybacking off of your matching gift statement. There are a ton of organizations that have matching gift programs, and a lot of our cyclists don't utilize them. Not all organizations might want you to hear about them. You can probably talk to your community impact team, or your human resources team might be able to point you in the right direction. But we do have a tool on the website, which we will include in the follow-up email, where you can actually look up if your organization has any financial perks. That might be an easy way to just score some, easy dollars. So great plug, Mark.
Glad I could
Back
help.
back to Rel.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I appreciate you. And then we are going to ask our friend Don Tucker, who was our 2023 Most Improved Team in Recruitment. He is currently ranking at number 3, largest team with 46 members, and he is a City Shore planning team member. Don, are you on the line?
I'm here.
Hey, all
And don't
right,
forget,
awesome.
I also ride with MS.
He does indeed. He cruises
I
on
don't know if that's
with
something to
MS.
brag about, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So Don, you are, to put it lightly, wildly successful with promo distribution. He is our promo star for City to Shore planning team. He's all over placing promo materials in bike shops and businesses from Philly to New York. Can you tell us some tips or tricks about distributing your promo where you go and such?
Well, it's really not a trick or a tip, but I work for Amtrak, so that makes it all easy. And
Okay, so you
within,
got to go
I'd
around. Okay.
say, I'd say within uh, maybe 10 blocks of New York Penn Station, there's about 4 bike shops.
Okay.
So, I just happened to stumble upon one of them, and I said, "Well, wait." And I talked to the New York staff, and conversation went back and forth between you guys and them, and they say, "Well, here's a list. Help us out." It's like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
So are there other places that you're going besides bike shops?
Let's see, Starbucks, Wawa, any place with a bulletin board I can post a flyer.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. And I
And
saw that you
Uh,
just recently did a tabling. I know that I helped get some of the materials together for you for that, and you posted it
yes,
on Facebook. Can you tell
I did.
the group about the tabling opportunity, what that looks like? Any tips for doing a promo table to promote the team?
So it was one of my teammates. This was her second year doing it. She had a 5K run and mile fun walk, and she was raising money for a scholarship for Dell State. So of course, she supports me. I had to support her. So
Hmm.
we went out, and I took Bike and Mass promo material. I took Team Down Austin promo material, and I took information regarding what is MS, what is multiple sclerosis. So I was passing out a little bit of everything
All right.
because there's people. Matter of fact, I met a young lady who also was diagnosed with MS in 2010,
Yeah.
and it took them a year to figure out what was wrong with her.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
that's like I said, I feel like I meet people that have a connection everywhere I go. Like, yeah, that is it's great that you're doing so many tablings and that you're going all over. You're not just helping City to Shore, you're helping New York ride too. So we really appreciate that. But like
not a
I
problem.
said, you won uh biggest recruitment, largest improvement. So what is your biggest tip for recruiting team members?
Well, we fed them. We went. There's one of our sponsors is a restaurant in Media, PA called the Tattoo Pig, and the
Okay.
food is really good. And we had our meet and greet, so we held our meet and greet last year. And matter of fact, most of everybody has come back from last year, but we have quite a few new people, and there's still some last year members who haven't signed up yet. So
Okay. And you met all these
I
people
just
from
posted the
inviting them
fare
to the
increase on
engagements?
our page. Huh? Oh,
Who
everybody got invited.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I just posted the slide about the fare increase on our page. So
Yeah,
That's
the
everybody
power
awesome.
of
should know.
Facebook. You're all over the Facebook group too, Don, snatching up some of those individuals. I do have a question. Don, at
Yes.
one of the planning team meetings, you had shared a video that you had created that you share with the sponsors of your team. Can you tell us a little bit of how you engage sponsors with this video?
So every sponsor I have has seen the video. Um, let's see. So Dreams Ice Cream. Like I just I emailed to
Sure.
Ice Cream Social, which is a popular one. We have that, and ironically, our first corporate sponsor is Amtrak, where I work. So that's kind of cool. She's seen the video. Like everybody's seen the video, and I get feedback from everybody, and they're pleased.
Yeah,
They're
and if
pleased to
you
support me.
And if you are camera shy and you want to use a video to engage potential members or sponsors, just remember we do have the ads that you could use. We also have a
Right.
highlight video on YouTube. But Don, I feel like yours was really powerful because you talk about, your personal connection to MS and why your team rides. Do you send that to your sponsors as a thank you or to engage them?
Um,
Or a little bit of both?
I don't know. Yeah, probably a little bit of both. I've sent it to all of the sponsors. Have seen it. Um, I think like the night it aired, I was surprised when it aired myself because I think John set it up, and he told me and I guess some other planning team members, get some material together, put it together, have possibility of some airtime, and I really didn't think anything of it, till I saw like, wow, look at me. So yeah, it was kind of cool.
We
It was
love to
kind of cool.
see it. Well, we appreciate you, Don, our promo professional. And quick plug just for everyone, the promo material is free. We have posters, we have trading cards you can keep in your pocket when you're out and about. Join my team cards, stickers. So make sure that you get everything you need going into this cycling season. Passing it back to Rel.
Yeah, thanks, Rosie, and thanks, Don. Like I said, Don is a part of the planning team.
You're welcome.
So if you are interested in the planning team at all, just drop a comment in the chat, and we'll send you some more information about that too. So next, we're going to talk about what to look forward to. There are a full list of dates and deadlines up here that can be found on the City to Shore website as well. Save the ride details page and use it as a bookmark and continue to check back throughout the Bike MS season to stay up to date. Additionally, staff has created a one sheet of these events, which you can save, use for your desktop or print, keep it on hand if you prefer. Drop a comment if you would like that resource. We can email that over to you. And outside of the upcoming registration fee increases, remember to save the date for this year's fundraising week, which is beginning in July. So on the next slide, we will talk about some of the fun prizes that we are doing for fundraising week. We have added competitive prizes for the upcoming weeks. So set your goals high and share with your teams. During this week, outside of the coveted team tents and other prizes, there are also individual prizes your teammates have the chance to win on screen. This also includes a hotel room for the night at Portical, a massage gift card from Basal, and other awesome gifts. All right, and next we would love to hear from you. We're going to be ending this presentation, but with that, we would like it if you would come up on mic, ask any questions that you may have. Talk to us about any fun team events that you might have planned for the season. And I'm going to go back to the chat box, see if I missed anything personally. But yeah, let's hear from you guys. Oh, I know. I talk to a lot of you guys. Not
Yeah.
everybody is this shy. I know that much.
What's
Bill,
going
thank
on,
you.
Bill?
Hey, good evening, folks. You mentioned that the bike route is the same as last year. I know that the rumble strips created some problems for folks. I myself got a flat tire, and I know others did as well. Is there anything being done to mitigate that, or to give folks some instructions on how to avoid flat
That
tires?
is some great feedback. Nicole or LT, do you want to dive into some of our planning there? Are they with us?
Sure. Hi there.
Okay.
I'm Lauren. I'm the director of event production, working on City to Shore and overseeing the logistics for the City to Shore ride this year. For those of you who I don't know, thank you for being team captains. So I am working with the municipalities and the townships to hopefully have some additional coning opportunities. We're going to make sure that we work in the event production team with Rosie and the team to ensure that cyclists know exactly where those rumble strips are happening, with additional messaging. Single file is really important in these areas, making sure that we're paying attention and cyclists are paying attention to where these are, so that hopefully we have some less flats. We will also arm our bike shops with additional tubes and tires and things of that nature. And we learned a lot, as Rosie said, this past year. So we will make sure that we communicate all of this out and know before you goes, email blast. And as team captains, we thank you for getting the message out there and reminding your cyclists and friends and family to just be safe on the road and making sure that single file is the best way, especially in those areas.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks, LT. That was good. Bill, quick question for a follow-up for you as Lauren and we're planning for this. Because I could see how the rumble strips, could have been an issue. As it pertains to that shoulder on Route 50 where the rumble strips are, did you find that your teammates were able to, I mean, there is plenty of space, like Lauren said, to ride to the right. And if that's something we were able to accommodate, in addition to some of the plans and planning that Lauren's going to be putting into place for this year to help mitigate some of those flat tires. I do know that shoulder on Route 50 is pretty wide. And so was there any other follow-up feedback or thoughts on just that scenario or situation that could help us in our planning?
I think the messaging about single file is really important. Of course, when you've got thousands of riders out there, you're going to have people that are going at different speeds. And, I by no means I'm the fastest person out there, but every time you want to pass somebody, if folks are bunched up on that shoulder, you got to go over the rumble strips into the road and then back over the rumble strips to get back on the shoulder. And if you're doing that multiple times, the probability of getting flat is increased. So
that makes sense. Okay,
yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for that.
I would like to add to that.
Yeah.
When we on the rumble strips, last year you had to make a decision. You go to right and get a flat tire, go to the left, and I still stayed within the solid line. But the number of close calls from fast vehicles coming too close to us was insane. And there needs to be some better patrols out there
Mm-hmm.
from MS to keep an eye on that from the road rage perspective, if you will.
Yeah, and Jim, that's one of the things that we 100% acknowledge and are talking to the local municipalities early. Like I said, some of these were new partnerships, but I think that we're all well aware that we can do better from a safety aspect crossing the bridge, so that is being addressed. Did you have another question though? Because I saw your hand raised a little bit earlier.
No, it's just when Bill started to talk about that, it reminded myself of how many times there was too many close calls from cars
And
because of the rumble strips.
yeah, okay, and that's good to know. I think that was something we had a bit flagged already, and as Lauren said, and this, as we've mentioned, this was our first time working with some of these municipalities, and I think there was a lot of learnings on both sides of the house that we're really looking to partner with them as we move into the upcoming year. So this is helpful.
And I also think we mentioned it earlier too, that we will have additional signage out. So we will be also letting the towns that we ride through know that we're coming through earlier. So they'll also be able to plan better and understand that there will be cyclists on the road, where in some cases they may or may not have seen the messaging. There may not have been a message board out there because we didn't know that we needed it at that time, because again, we were all learning and we were basing it off of what we'd been working with the municipalities and towns. But now hearing the feedback that we have, being on the ride weekend last year and knowing what we need to improve, a lot of these conversations have already happened or are in progress and are continuing to happen throughout the rest of the season. So we very much value your feedback as well.
Great.
And we did have a question in the chat that I just want to say out loud, even though it was answered. Someone asked when the list of hotels are going to be up. I know that we started contacting them, so they'll be on the website in June.
Yep. All right. Same. For those of you who've been around a while, normally we get that Access Ocean City number up in June, and so the hotel list is our goal is to aim for June, having that list of hotels as well.
Anyone else have any questions? So Ken says, oops, going quick. A little extra tire volume makes the ride a lot more comfortable since there's less than perfect pavement on those back roads. And hopefully the street sweeping will help too. Let's see. Then we have better photography at the end. So at the finish line would be great. This becomes a tool for promotion recruitment. I absolutely agree that it's an awesome tool for promotion recruitment. So good little plug for me there to make sure to share your photos on Facebook to get everyone excited. I also know that we're always looking to enhance our photographers. They are volunteer photographers who come out. We have explored partnerships with some professional photographers that we talked about having along the route. But again, I can't make any promises, but it's something that we also are aiming to improve. And I 100% hear you.
And I do want to say thank you to our many volunteer photographers, because
they're incredible.
Yeah, along the route, they do, they're out there hustling and trying to get the best pictures they can, and we really do genuinely appreciate them. I think maybe any feedback on maybe directly you can work with your staff member on what you're looking for, a little bit more detail, so we can provide some more direction and instruction, and maybe better position them in the finish line would probably be helpful.
Bill?
Yeah, just a suggestion. I thought the photography was fantastic in support of the ride. We got a lot of great photos of our team. In terms of sharing tips, I know safety is first, so we wouldn't do anything that would challenge the safety of the bike ride. But we do try to get our team to cross the finish line together as a team. So that means some of the faster riders have to wait, and we just pick a location where we know it's safe. People can be away from the ride and not distracting the ride or distracting drivers, and let the whole team come across the finish line together as best as we can. It doesn't always work out 100%, but that sometimes makes for really nice team photos.
Absolutely.
Great. Yeah, those are good. We've got a couple of Team Ox that I don't know if anybody's noticed are on the national promotional materials across the country.
I was going to say, it's hard to miss you, Bill, when you cross with 40 people,
Larry, did you have a question?
Not a question,
Tip?
but I was hoping you'd talk more about the passport program, because we've participated in that the last, 4 years, should be 5, but one didn't work out so good. Just being able to go to other areas and ride in passport rides is awesome. I know we got to see Nicole up at Cape Cod last year, and it's just, I know raising $5,000 can be quite a task, but it's worth it. And just Cape Cod was awesome. This year we're also going to Chesapeake Challenge down in Maryland, and it just and you added the ability to take a guest with each passport rider, which has been awesome.
Yes.
And I just want to give a shout out to the passport program.
Yeah, I think Larry, your point is we love I mean, City to Shore Wall might have my heart forever. It's 20 years now. But
I
we
remember.
got a lot of great ride out there in the series, and being in the Northeast, we're very fortunate that we have so many so close that folks can take advantage of if they're looking for some additional opportunities to be engaged on a higher level.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, of course.
I will say that there's energy at all the rides, but none of the energy surpasses City to Shores. It's
I
just
agree.
incredible. So
Like I said, it's because of you guys. You guys motivate all the participants, you recruit them. So I appreciate that. And I did see your hand raised, and it better not be about dinner.
And I second Larry's doing the passport rides. I've done that for many years. One of my favorites is Chesapeake Challenge, the New York City ride. They've done some improvements to it. I enjoy that. Ride the Road, Finger Lakes ride. So I'm a veteran of many of them, and I've enjoyed all of them. The passion that is exhibited there, but again, nothing like City to Shore.
Well, you guys make it the second largest cycling bike ride in the series, so you would know.
And I see.
I did have my question there about the new app. For us who not as facile as finding it, I asked and you said Donor Drive, and I went to Donor Drive, and there's a zillion other organizations there. So what do you put in to find the app for MS?
Maybe Patricia can put the exact location in the link. I'm not sure if that's possible. The link in the chat.
Or just the words that you should search with. That would be very helpful.
So Ian, it is just the regular Donor Drive app. Like, it's not under any organization. It'll just say Donor Drive. And when you download that app, it'll then prompt you to ask you which campaign you were fundraising for.
That's helpful, because I put Donor Drive MS and nothing happens.
Yeah, if you just put Donor Drive, it's the regular one that just says DD on it, and then it'll ask you for credentials and what you were fundraising for.
I have the link I'm dropping in too.
Yeah, because I think there's
that should be explicit in some of the materials to help other people.
Yes.
There you go, Ian. She just posted it in the chat for you.
Thank you.
And Mark, I saw your hand up, another board member.
That was an accident, but
Oh, were you clapping?
yeah, I'll second what Larry and Ian said about the passport program. It's great. I'm probably doing 3 or 4 this year, and if you can raise the $5,000, which isn't that hard, it's a great program to join.
And or encourage your team members to raise that amount. Will help your team totals.
And
yeah.
Mark.
Uh-oh.
Oh, not another Mark Albert.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. I was going, which Mark are we talking about? So,
good point.
Yeah. So I'm sure that you guys have addressed this on either previous communications but just in case, since we're talking about some of the logistics and the rumble strips and things like that, we really need a lot better traffic control at Patco coming in on that first morning as well. I'm sure other folks were stuck in that traffic jam there, but that took me like almost an hour and a half to get in the parking lot, which, for people who are Century riders, that makes it sort of problematic. So if there's something that could be done there to, either use more sort of outside of Patco parking, like we did a couple years ago, or to reduce some of that choke point, or improve the traffic flow there somehow, then that would be incredibly welcome.
Yeah, I think
I want to add that it was really scary. People were getting out of their cars on 295. That should not be the case.
Yeah.
I did see someone else put that in the chat. So Lauren did flag it.
I do want to say, I think we can talk to Patco. I mean, for those of you who've been around a really long time, right? Patco is never a quick entrance. So you do have to allow plenty of time. And as team captains, reminding your team members that it is going to be a bit of a wait, and not to take life into their own hands by getting off on 295. In addition to not parking in the neighborhood subsequently after Patco, because that creates a number of safety scenarios, is extremely helpful. I think Patco and the DPRA have been supporting us a really long time, and they're doing the best they can to get as many people in as quickly as possible. Again, we can revisit that traffic plan and the entry of lots, et cetera, with them. But I think as team captains, this is something that when you're trying to cram nearly 4,000 people into one spot at a certain time in the morning, it is going to take some time. So encouraging your members to have patience, to get there early, to not get out on 295, to not park in the housing areas right after Patco, would be extremely helpful, just for everybody's sake. I know we don't have the alternate start line anymore, with that additional parking, because we did not have enough people parking there any longer to maximize that. And what was happening by having people park there, it was holding up the release. So by eliminating that, we're able to get you guys out faster on the road. But, we've got one entrance into a small space. And so, you guys just prepping your team members, encouraging them, letting them know what's going to happen. We're working with all the municipalities to do our best. But when we sort of go off script, that's when it causes additional issues.
And Nicole, on a similar note, someone asked, can the Century riders at Paco be given different color armbands so they can get into the first corral?
So before you answer that, I will also say one of the other things that we talked about and we've really been pushing last year and in the year prior was also, if your team members are not going out for the 100-mile route, they do not have to be there as early. So that's also super important to tell folks. We have until 8 a.m. to get you on the road. Obviously, everyone wants to get out of Patco, but what we've seen in the last couple of years, and I've been running Patco now almost 15 years, and I've been here 15 years at this point. So I have seen cyclists coming a little bit later and they literally park and they're getting out on the road almost instantaneously. So if you are not going out on that Century Loop and your teammates are not going out on that Century Loop, I really, truly encourage you. It is a very easy, very, very quick way of getting through, to get right out. We don't even have corrals full at that point. By 7:15 in the morning, 7:30, you are literally parking and getting on the road. So I really, really encourage anybody who is a team captain to encourage your cyclists, if they're not wanting to go out on that Century, to get them to take a few extra minutes, and you don't have to worry about anything. You can grab a snack, go to the bathroom, etc., and you're not rushing to get out.
Yeah, it does slow down from an entry standpoint. And then, we're moving people out of the corrals much more quickly at that point of time.
And Anna, there is a good tip in here from Justin. So it says, if you're not parking, getting dropped off at another Patco station helps out a lot. The trains do run normal on City to Shore morning. So
Justin, got nice plug for utilizing Patco. You're right. It is much easier to park at one of the other stations and take the train over, or take the train over from Center City. So, good plug.
And Ed, I thought I saw your hand up. Did you have a question?
Actually, I was going to say the same thing, that we regularly have people come in from Philadelphia, or they stop and park in Haddonfield or Collingswood. And I see how to work in Camden, so it's been great to do that and meet up. Because like you said, I have sat there on 95 or 95 and waited to get in. And last couple of years, my wife has actually dropped me off, so that's really helped. But or I've ridden from home, which is like 7 miles. But I think that discovering some other alternates is a good thing if we can work on it. Plus, like if you end up waiting for an hour in the corral to get out, and then you're trying to get the team together for a picture, and there's some that are Century riders, and then so they want to leave sooner, and so the picture opportunity sometimes dissolves, or we take it ourselves, So in that part, I think everything that everyone's brought up has been, on right on spot there. So.
Well, like I said, you guys are the experts. And Colin, I see your hand up.
Yes, thank you. I was the one that asked the questions about getting in and the different armbands, and so maybe having done this now three years running, as some very simple for things that I think can be improved. Number one, using another Patco station. I've done that years ago, and that worked very well. I have to agree. I think some basic signage and pre-information to all drivers that states that the right-hand lane is for drop-off and left-hand lane is for parking makes a huge difference, and people self-divide as they're coming off 295. What's happening is you're waiting to get to the police officer and asking the police officer, and every single car is stopping and asking one of the police officers. And that's what's slowing a lot of this down, is all of that stopping, because most of us, again, it's no signage. You're double checking that you're going to the right place, and some basic signs, but also notification to the team captains and the folks ahead of schedule saying, let everyone know, drop off right-hand lane, parking left-hand lane, and then let people on the right, should be able to drive in much, much quicker. I think that will make a difference.
Okay. That's helpful.
Other...
That's helpful. Lauren, just making a note, right? I think we do have the map on the website for Patco and where to go when you arrive there. So, maybe we can just do a little bit more information in our logistics call in September, and also in some of our messaging to our team captains. But maybe you can talk to Patco about some additional signage upon entry.
Yep, absolutely. I already emailed myself a note.
Brilliant. And so the other piece was just on the corrals, and although you comment on the fact that we should just let the Century rides, I was not able, and Rel knows this. We chatted about it. So I'm not. I was there way ahead of schedule, and I could not get in to a corral until 7:30, and I was a Century rider, and so there is a problem there. And so just because you say, oh, it'll be clearer, it wasn't. It was still packed, and so I was an hour behind on that. So just anything we can do to at least give the Century riders that sort of breath of, okay, I am going off on the earlier corral with and that I think would help. Just anyway, it was just an idea to try and give that breath of fresh air, and because everyone's a little uptight there, particularly if you've got new riders, which I did, and we all just never made it together. So just anything you can do to improve that, and that's why I'm encouraging you. That would be the way to think about it.
I mean, that's something we can try again. For those who've been around a while, like me, we used to do Century stickers on bibs, and it was just it stopped working at some point. But that's not to say that we couldn't investigate and think about doing something again or differently than just the Century stickers in people's packets for those who are doing the Century loop, just to make sure that they don't get belated. So that's definitely something we can consider relooking at.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to expand on why it didn't work. It's because of the large volume of cyclists, and also we can't police everyone that's getting in line. And then I think we kind of were agitating people more by asking others to wait. But that's definitely something that we will revisit this year and talk through.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you listening, and thank you for all the work that you do. So, just
again, you guys, I think this is great brainstorming. We can only do our best collectively as a team to get as many people into that space as quickly as possible and out on the road as safely as possible. So it really does take a village with everybody at Patco, and so appreciate the feedback, and we're also trying to do our best to come up with the best plans to accomplish those things. So thanks.
And we are coming up to the hour. So is there anyone else who wants to ask any questions? And I also want to plug, if you didn't think of something now and you think of it later, friendly reminder, your staff are going to be sending the PowerPoint slides out Thursday and Friday. So you can always ask questions there. But any last minutes? No? All right. Well, we greatly appreciate you all coming out. I heard an extraordinary amount of very crucial feedback that's going to help us continue to enhance the experience. So, also, if you think of some after this call, make sure to email your staff contact. We are reading it, we are implementing it. So, we just want to hear from you. And enjoy the rest of your night, gang.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Figure out how to stop recording.
All right, thanks.